Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be another movie review for you guys. Now, this movie I'm going to be reviewing, I have had the opportunity to watch this movie since, last November. It got leaked online in Solar Movie last November. I have been avoiding this movie like the plague. I've been doing whatever I can to avoid this movie because I haven't heard one single good thing about this movie, not one positive review. And that movie is Serena. I have heard very boring things about this movie. I have heard that this movie is terrible and that it makes you think less of Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper, and I really was not looking forward to this movie. So I went in with extremely low I figured, you know what, I need to watch it. It came out, it officially came out last week. I need to watch it because I need to see if it really is as bad as everyone is saying. And overall, what did I think of Serena? Serena is by far the most boring movie I have seen all year. This movie is extremely boring. I don't hate this movie, but I never want to talk. After this, I don't want to hear about this movie again. I really don't. And let me explain something about this movie that I don't think you guys know. This movie was actually shot years ago, before Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence did Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle. So this movie's been shelved for years, and it's understandable why. Because this movie is definitely not as interesting as those, and let's get to the plot of Serena. Just from the plot, it sounds boring. I mean, I heard the plot, and I'm like, that sounds like one of the most boring things ever. It takes place in the Depression era North Carolina, and George Pemberton is struggling to maintain the future of his timber empire, and he meets his wife Serena, who their life becomes more complicated when she learns that she cannot bear children, and that's the plot of the movie. And eventually she becomes crazy and all this other shit happens and there's like 5 other subplots and that's basically the plot of Serena. I honestly don't care about the plot of this movie. I really didn't care about anything about this movie. I'm going to talk about what the problems with this movie is. First of all, the acting in this movie. Now, again, as I said, this was before Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence did Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle, so their acting here is actually very lacking. Bradley Cooper, this was before he was a really good actor. I mean, this was before he could do things like Silver Linings Playbook and American Sniper. This was before he did those great roles. And here, he's extremely boring. Every line he's saying, he sounds like he's, really bored by. It seems like he was reading it off a script, and he just didn't seem like he was into it. And it's understandable why he wasn't into it. I just thought he was really boring overall. At first, I thought he did a really good job, but then as the movie went on, he just got really boring, and I didn't care about his character. I didn't care about anything that happened to his character. I didn't care about his logging business. Everything about his character was just really, really boring. There was nothing of interest with his character that I was like, oh, I like that about his character, or I like that about his character. No, everything about his character was extremely boring, and it was really disappointing overall. Jennifer Lawrence's Serena was not good. I'm saying it right now, guys. She was not good. And again, this was before they did those really good movies, and she was really bad here. I mean, there's this scene where she's supposed to, completely freak out, and you don't feel it. She seemed like she was bored while in this movie. She seemed extremely bored. She seemed like she wasn't into it, and again, it's understandable why. I'll get to why they really weren't into it. And their chemistry as well is lacking. I didn't see any chemistry from them in this movie. None. I didn't see a single bit of chemistry. And you look at something like Silver Linings Playbook, and you're like, well, how can you not see chemistry from them? Here, there's no chemistry whatsoever from them in this movie. This movie, had great chemistry from them. They did a fantastic job in this movie. This is one of my favorite movies from them. I mean, just a great movie. But this movie has no chemistry from them whatsoever. You don't really care about it. You don't care about, if they get together. You don't care about the relationship overall. And it just ended up being really disappointing, really. Their chemistry was very lacking, and I saw no chemistry from them. Everyone else is fine. There's no one else to talk about in this movie because no one else really matters. There's 5 other subplots, but I didn't give a shit about any of them, so I'm not even going to talk about them. And that's my other problem with this movie, is that this movie is extremely convoluted, but I'll get to that. The directing by Suzanne Burr, I don't really know what she was trying to do. I really don't. I mean, she had a tone throughout the movie, but I don't know if she was trying to make this, I didn't really think she had much directing here. I didn't really see much directing in this movie. I didn't see a director's vision. I saw just boring movie. Her directing was boring. There was nothing fascinating about it. There was nothing unique about it. Her directing was just nothing. It was boring, and she wasn't very good. The worst part of this movie, though, is the screenplay. Oh my god. The thing that works so well in Silver Linings Playbook and American Hustle and all those other movies that these two have done together, well, and they're doing another one in December called Joy, which hopefully is better than this. The thing that worked so well were the screenplays that were so interesting. And here they're reciting dialogue and it's so fucking boring. Like seriously, I talked about how Wild and Foxcatcher are slow as molasses. That is nothing compared to Serena. Serena is one of the most boring movies I've probably ever seen in my life. Like I cannot tell you guys how much I didn't want to watch it. It's so bad that I couldn't even focus on it. It's that bad, guys. Honestly, I'm being completely honest. I could not focus on this movie because of how boring the screenplay was. The second that I started watching it, I wanted to turn it off. That's how much I hate it. That's how bored I was by this movie. It's just, it really is that boring. And I know what you guys are saying. You weren't interested. You went in with low expectations. I tried to like something about this movie. And at first I'm like, you know what, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence are fine. But the more the movie went on, the more bored I got. And it's understandable why Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence bring nothing to this movie, because they were probably bored out of their minds. I mean, seriously, the script was never that good to begin with. They're probably bored out of their minds. They're probably just like, well, I want to get this done so Jennifer Lawrence can shoot Hunger Games and we can do Silver Linings Playbook and we can do all these other movies. And before we do that, let's do this shitty movie and then we can do better stuff. That's probably what they did. And I can understand that. I don't feel bad. I'm not upset. Their acting's not the problem because the movie is boring as fuck. There's nothing interesting about this movie. There's not one scene that I thought was interesting. Nothing. Nothing I found interesting about this movie. This was me throughout the movie. Okay. Can I turn this off now, please? I want to skip, like, the whole movie. I just wanted to skip the whole thing. Seriously, if I could have just skipped to the ending of this movie, I would have done that. I really would. And I had the option to do that, but I'm like, there's no way I'm doing that. There was a point where I was like, I don't know if I want to finish this movie. It really was just that boring. That's how bad the screenplay is in this movie. And the lines of dialogue are so just boring and not interesting, and they have no, like fun or wit or anything. There's no wit or thrill or anything in the screenplay. The screenplay, it just sounds like they're reading off a script most of the time, and it's just really boring. The ending is one of the stupidest endings I've ever seen in a movie this year, and I'm going to talk about it when I get to the spoilers, but the writing was just terrible. Cinematography is beautiful. I thought cinematography was beautiful to this movie. It really captured the look well. I think definitely it looked really well. You felt like you were in the 1930s, which I thought was really good. Definitely, cinematography, that was the best part of this movie. That's the problem here, is that cinematography is great. Costume design was really good as well. I thought the costumes that they did, if anything they want to do is that, the costumes, that's great. That's my other problem with this movie, is that the director and the directing and the screenplay, this movie screams Oscar bait. Like, there's so many points in this movie, I'm like, they're trying to get an Oscar here. Suzanne Burr was aiming for an Oscar. That's probably why this movie was pushed back, because I'm assuming she originally wanted this to come out in, like, November of last year, but it was pushed back to March, and when that happens, that's never a good sign. This movie screams Oscar bait. It is ridiculous how much it screams Oscar bait. And if you guys don't know, this movie was originally supposed to be directed by Darren Aronofsky with Angelina Jolie as the title character, and I think that would have been a lot more interesting than this, even though Darren Aronofsky doesn't do a lot of good movies. He did Black Swan, he does some really good movies. What am I talking about? Darren Aronofsky does really good movies. I think he would have done a good job with this. This was just boring, and it screams Oscar bait so much, and it's really annoying how much this movie wants to win a damn Oscar, because I knew it wasn't going to get one. Like, I'm watching the movie, and I'm just like, this screams Oscar bait. Like, I saw a top 10 list that Watch Mojo did, where they talked about the top 10 Oscar bait movies that completely failed. This is going to be on that list. If they make a sequel, this is going to be on that list because of how boring it is and how uninteresting it is. Nobody is going to remember this movie. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to watch this movie, you're going to review it, and then you're never going to remember it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm never going to remember this movie again because of how boring it is. The editing, this movie drags on so much, and because of how boring it is, the editing is boring, and the editing is not interesting. It's weird, and there were times where I'm like, is this supposed to be a few years later? I just didn't really care about it at all. So now I'm going to get you what I thought was the worst part of the movie, the ending, which completely just made me want to shut off this movie. Thank God the movie ended after that ending, because it was god-awful. And if you guys haven't seen Serena, I really don't give a shit if you haven't, because I don't think you guys really care. Do you honestly care about what happens in Serena? If you have seen it, you know how stupid the ending is, you know what happens, and I'm just going to talk about it. So, when George sacrificed himself to the wolves, I was like, seriously? That's what you can do? I mean, I understand that he was stuck with Serena, who was, crazy and everything, but then when she killed herself in the fire, I'm like, that's how you end the movie? That didn't make any sense to me. Was that it didn't work at all, was stupid. When she, like, set the flame thing, I'm like, "That's how you end it?" Like, literally, it showed the house on fire, and that's how it ended. Literally, I was just like, "What the fuck is that?" I was so pissed at the ending because, like, even though I didn't care about the movie, I at least wanted a decent ending, and at least the movie was somewhat decent. That ruined the movie for me. That was probably one of the worst endings I've seen this year. Maybe the worst ending I've seen. Just George sacrificed himself to the wolves, and Serena lights her house on fire and kills herself. Wow, great ending, great thing to walk away from, and really just shows how much no one gave a shit about this movie. And that's the other thing. I don't think anybody cared about this movie. I don't feel anybody really cared. Did you ever see this movie promoted? Did you ever see this movie shown anywhere? I never saw this movie, no one showed this movie, nobody, presented this movie anywhere. This movie was so fucking boring, and nobody really promoted it, no one really cared about it, and there was nothing interesting about it. So overall, guys, that's all I have to say about Serena. Overall, Serena is extremely boring. Don't watch it. If you're a fan of Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, don't watch it. This movie, it's not going to ruin how you feel about them. I still love Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence, and it wasn't their fault. It was just the script was so boring, they're probably bored out of their minds. That's probably why it wasn't good. And it really was really disappointing. But the good thing is Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper do have another film coming out called Joy in December that's directed by David O. Russell, and I'm pretty sure that that movie's going to be a lot better than what this has to offer. When they work with David O. Russell, they work really well, but that's because David O. Russell knows how to write. These people, they don't know how to write. They don't know how to write a screenplay. Suzanne Bier, don't direct another movie again. Christopher Kyle, don't write another movie again. You're really boring, and this movie had no heart, no soul. It had nothing I really cared about. There was no characters that I related to. There's nothing interesting about. There were like five something subplots that I didn't care about, and also, I forgot to say, why does this movie feature so many scenes of Bradley Cooper chopping wood? I understand he's in a timber business, but literally, like, every other scene was him just chopping wood, and I'm like, seriously, that's the best you can do, just show him chopping wood? Like, I want to see more about the relationship. I didn't care about it to begin with, but maybe if they would have made it interesting, I would have cared more, and that's really all I have to say about this movie. This movie gets a D plus. Actually, no, it probably gets a D. I was really disappointed by it. Really disappointed. I wasn't even looking forward to it, but I was hoping there'd be something in there that I would have enjoyed, and there was nothing. So that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys saw this movie, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will either be for a movie review or for the season premiere of Game of Thrones. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.